Yo, what's going on, everybody? I'm back with another video. Yo, I'm going to talk about some relevant news that's going on in the media right now. I just got home, actually. I was running some errands and did some things, and I see the Tates have come back to America. Now, I find this very interesting, guys, and you're going to want to stick around for this one because we're going to get into this. The Tates and Trump, particularly Andrew Tate, is in a similar position as Trump. See, he's running for prime minister now. But you see all the charges and all the things that are brought up against him. Now, I have no real opinion on the Tates or whatever. I'm just objectively speaking on this, and I want to hear you guys' comments in the box down below. Let me know if what you guys are thinking on this. He literally just arrived here a couple minutes ago, and don't you find it interesting that Starmer came to meet with Trump and the Tates now are in Florida? I'll tell you why the Tates are in Florida. Because they're going to meet with Trump at Mar-a-Lago this weekend. That's what's going to happen. And I listened to DeSantis talk about it, and he was like, well, no, we didn't really know that he came and whatnot. Oh, this because Trump let him in, of course. There's no other avenue because they had a travel ban on them. They weren't allowed to travel. They weren't allowed to leave Romania, and now all of a sudden they land in Florida, right? We got to start putting two and two together, man. We got to start putting it inside the candy, you know what I mean, and starting to see it for what it really is. The more I start to see what's going on with the world, right, I'm starting to see that there's something deeper here, right? There's a deeper force that is driving all of this, right? And again, I have no opinion on the Tates. I don't really have an opinion on Trump. I'll get into that more and more as these things unfold. But objectively, just looking at it, I find it interesting that Starmer is here and then the Tates fly in because Andrew wants Mr. Trump to endorse him for his run at prime minister against Starmer. That's what's going on here, right? And the more that you unpack it and unravel it, right, it starts to make more sense. And make sure you hit that like button, by the way, if it aligns with you and it's something that you love to hear, and subscribe to the channel if it's something that you're interested in, right? And the more that we continue to keep looking at these world events, it's all tied in with what it is that we're working with, right? The reason that Trump is there, the reason that Tate has such an influence is because men feel that they need to be heard. Men feel that Tate gives them a voice or that Trump gives them a voice. It's something that we start to see in society, even through the people who are in power, who have the most influence, et cetera, et cetera. They're the ones that men feel can speak for them. They felt left behind and marginalized by the society, right? By some of this gynocentric matriarchal system that we live in. And again, when you start to look at what's really going on, we start to see that men want to rise. Whether I agree with Trump or Tate or whatever, it doesn't matter, right? It really doesn't matter. The point is that men are feeling marginalized and men feel like they need to be heard, and they feel like they need a voice of influence in these times, right? And then that's what I'm seeing. The more that Tate and Trump and the rise of all of this, right? The rise of masculinity, right? Whether, again, I agree with Tate or not, it's irrelevant. Or I agree with Trump. And again, I haven't really formed an opinion. So I need to continue to keep really delving into this and viewing this for what it really is. And the more that we see, the more that we understand, right? Once that veil gets lifted, particularly for us men too, we can really cut through to the truth as we step deeper into our framework of masculinity, right? There's things you'll like about one person or you might not like about that person, but there's an objective circumference of truth here that we as men seek in our lives. The more that we start to look, the more we start to see pockets of truth, pockets of light, pockets of understanding, pockets of wisdom, little gems hidden in various different places, right? And the more that we start to continue to align with ourselves, we start to see the importance of that, right? Of men coming together and men co-op. That's why those two are as popular as they are. If you really look, right? Mr. Tate and Mr. Trump both have a huge following. They both have a massive following. And the more we unpack that, you see that men have rallied behind them because of what I just said earlier, is the feeling of being marginalized, feeling of being not heard, feeling of being misunderstood. That is why the rise of those two particularly has come to the forefront of our society, right? They trigger a lot within people, right? Whether, like I said, you can agree with them, not agree with them. Again, I'm just looking at this from a bird's eye view here, from a more metacognitive viewpoint, rather than just being attached to what either of them have to say. I'm not interested in that. I want to see how this thing plays out. That's why I wanted to talk about it just really quick, because the more we start to see the rise of masculinity, that's why there's men like that out there that men can grab onto, that men can feel, okay, wait a minute, this guy might understand what I'm actually going through. And, you know, I'm hoping to do the same thing. I am going to do the same thing with this channel. And comment below, you know, what is it that makes you feel connected as a man, right? What figures are you connected to? Who influences you? I would love for you guys to all share on that. I really want to get a conversation going with that. So let me know what you think. I'm interested by this. I'll continue to keep my eyes on it and my glimpse on it as it unfolds, and I'll continue to keep bringing back some wisdom to it. So let me know what you think. Give it a like, comment, subscribe, whichever. Let me know what you think. Peace.